Anybody gotta say anything, you let me know.
That's a most excellent idea, sire. Is it?
And you taught him what he needed to be a man. I'll give you that. Because most men ain't man enough to do what you did.
You've reached Kicking It with Keith C show.
Shout low and the big cat. It's the remix. Bring your top. Hey, what you talking about? It's L.O. I rap now. The strap is old. Third band, 4 years old. And 8 balls, same price as the kilo. I'm a boss. Handle my BI. And I got them same kind of guns like T.I. Been that way since B.I. Real dope boy, so you know I trap a design. No design. I'm inside. Like
Hello. You have reached the Kicking It with Keith C show, and today we are actually speaking in regards to the legend known as Cam Newton. He actually has had a lot of publicity the past couple of days, past couple of weeks, past couple of months. As they win, you know how it goes. The excitement of the guy known as Cam is put on display. And there's been a lot of unnecessary, I'll say, comments, a lot of unnecessary, undue issues that have come out of this. It was kind of ridiculous, but I mean, that's where we are with that. So today is a live show. I'm actually gonna have some people actually gonna call in and speak on it. So that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be kind of fun. Get a little opinion of a bunch of people who you know, gonna lend their opinions of, is this fair or unfair for this publicity that Cam is getting? So you know what I mean? That's the thing that comes with the territory. You know what I mean? As we near Super Bowl time, you run into things like that occur where somebody's going to, you know, slay you in the media. So that's a natural thing. All right, so that's one thing we're gonna do. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna talk about this upcoming Super Bowl. We're gonna talk about Cam as a man, as an athlete, as he says, he's a African American or black quarterback, and he is being treated as such. So we're gonna dig into that a little bit, because there's been other black quarterbacks, yes, of course, but and everybody's had their heat. They've actually gone through times where they've been slayed in the media. Let's think about RG3. He's been slayed in the media. Russell Wilson. But none have been slayed like Cam Newton, because basically none of them were they weren't the athletic prowess that Cam Newton is. The build, the figure. This guy who's winning. You know what I mean? These guys were great. Russell Wilson, yeah, won, but he didn't have that athletic build. He doesn't have that charisma, that machismo, I think is the word, that Cam brings. You know what I mean? Cam is one who celebrates after getting a first down, or he is one who celebrates when getting a touchdown, or, you know, things like that are exciting. And then he gives a game ball out and all that type of stuff. So that is part of, you know, who he is and what he does. So that's one thing we will touch on. And like I said, if nobody joins me in here, it'll be me. I'll be talking on it. But I got a couple people who, you know, RSVP said they're coming through to speak on this. So let's get into it. I think what I'm going to do is, while I'm setting up and checking in on the conference line that I reserved.
All right, let's pause for a break.
Whole Team Enterprises, a full-service graphics and marketing company that will take your company's image to the next level, specializing in graphic design, web hosting, printing, video editing, event planning, and more. They are cost-effective, professional, and have an awesome quick turnaround. Please give them a call at 888-755-0036 or visit them online at www.wholeteam.com. Be sure to get your car serviced by the professionals at ICN Services, located in the Buckhead area of Atlanta. They are a full-service automobile concierge service who are an on-site automobile detailing provider with the advantages of their come-to-you service. Your car can get their needs taken care of while you continue your day. They will take your vehicle to appointments, inspections, repairs, returns, and more. Find them online at www.itscleannow.com or reach them at 404-934-0675.
Go see my guys at Platinum Auto Accessories in Lithonia, Georgia. They can get your car audio needs tight. In addition to the audio enhancements, they specialize in visual enhancements for your car as well. Lighting, rims, alarm systems, remote starts, and more. Visit Kevin and James with some of the best deals in the Atlanta metro area. Conveniently located at 2648 Lithonia Industrial Boulevard, off I-20 at the Evans Mill exit. Also give them a call at 678-323-7888. Mention this ad for a special discount. Friends of the Kicking It with Key C show.
You've reached Kicking It with Key C show.
With Key C show here. And I'm going to talk about the issue that Cam has been facing the past couple of days, couple of weeks, probably this year, I'll say. And that issue is just being a awesome quarterback here in the NFL, and of being a black quarterback, as he says, because that's the truth. He actually put that out in a statement this week. So that's the bottom line. That's what the problem is why are black quarterbacks treated differently? Why are they held to a different standard? Why are they held to a different light here? I know the prototypical quarterback is usually a person who, well, actually, is usually I'll say he's a tall, usually Caucasian player. Was about, I don't know, 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". That's the height. Usually American pretty boy type. I think got an echo going here. I got too many phone lines going. Alright, so usually he's that type who's 6'5". He's supposedly the captain of the team, and he is the one who is the helm of that team. So, in this instance here, is Cam Newton competent to lead his team? Yes. You can see, this is football. So, because this is football, Did the Carolina Panthers earn the right to be in the Super Bowl? Yes. They only lost one game. Of course, they lost the game too. My team, the Falcons. Yep, I'm a Falcons fan. But yeah, they lost one game. That means they had a damn near perfect record there. So they earned the right to have Cam Newton as the helm of their team, as the leader of the team, as the one who led their offense to this prestigious championship. So they won the NFC Championship, and now they are on their way to the Super Bowl with their leader, Cam Newton. Now, there's a lot of conflict, a lot of debate, a lot of stuff going back and forth about his antics. Like, he's not classy, he's trashy, he's playful, all kind of stuff. This guy is in his 20s. Yes, he's a man, but he is in his young 20s. This guy here is just barely good out of youth. So yeah, he's gonna do some of these things. He's gonna dab on you. Yeah, he's gonna do that. There's no issue with that. All kinds of players celebrate. So when Aaron Rodgers does his discount double check, that's what it's been called, or whatever, his thrust chops or whatever that he did. I think it actually really came from the DX group out of wrestling. I think that's where it may have come from. And also, when he put his hand, that's actually a championship belt. That's what he's doing. So I think it actually progressed out of wrestling. But when he does it, nobody says anything. But when this guy does, when Cam does his end zone dance or whatever he does, there's an issue here. Why is that? Let me see. Do we got anybody here on the line? Anybody here? Feel free to speak. Okay. I don't hear anyone. All right. So, when it comes to Cam Newton, the prowess of this star athlete and what he does, this guy who's a huge quarterback. He's a big guy, 250 pounds. Was it 6'5", 6'6"? Hard to bring him down. He's fast. He can throw the ball. He can elude tackles. He can pass and run. And he's getting the job done. And where is this issue at? This issue, okay, all right. So let me say this. I'm a Falcons fan. Okay, I did not like the game. We got the brakes beat off us, the first game, by the Panthers. And then, they were taking selfies and pictures on the sideline. Yeah, I didn't like it. But you know what? I'm not saying anything about this man, his character, or the way that he is off this field. Only thing I said is, okay, let's stop it. Let's stop them. If we're going to do something, let's stop them. That's my thing. Do it on the field. They earned their way to doing it. Second time we played them, we shut them down. We said, okay, now take pictures. But it's a rivalry on the field. I don't mind all that. I have no problem with that. There's some people that are so wrapped up in the conservatism of that he should act this way. He should be like Peyton. He should be like Brady. He should be like Russell Wilson. He should be you know what I mean? It's absolutely astonishing to know that this guy is treated this way now, especially after winning and especially getting close and closer to this championship. Because if they win the Super Bowl, there's no telling what next we're going to hear now. They're going to go digging further now. You're going to say, okay, he has a bunch of unwed mothers. He has no legal issues. There's no problems here outside of him playing football and having fun on the field. There's nothing. You don't have anything. So, what's the issue here? Where is this issue? There's no issue. Nobody can bring up a issue. You want to go back to the days of college, so you're mad at him about how things went on at Auburn? You know what I mean? Is that your issue? Nobody can say what the issue is here. So that's a lot of what I have a problem with. Is what is this fuss about? What are you talking about here? What's the deal here? This guy is he's a leader. He's a player. He makes plays. So what kind of issue we having here? I'm telling you, this is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy what we go through. Well, here, yeah. So we're in the middle of a discussion on Cam Newton, the awesome quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. I didn't think I would even say that though, but you know, me being a Falcons fan, it's hard for me to voice that, but I want this. I'm all in his corner this go around because of the hate that's out there. You know what I mean? If you ain't from Charlotte, and it's an odd thing here. You know what I'm saying? And I saw a article, or actually it was a video from a guy, and he actually spoke about what did he speak about? He spoke about a situation. Well, actually, he spoke about Cam, because Cam's saying that he was a black quarterback, and people aren't really used to that, so that's why he's being treated differently. So this guy weighs in and says he thinks it's not racial or racism. He thinks it's more of a cultural shock. You know what I think? I think it's a mix of both. Let me break down what I mean by that. All right. Cultural shock is okay. We spoke about it. He's not your typical Caucasian, clean cut Troy Aikman, Joe Montana, Roger Staubach, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning. He's not your typical guy like that. You know what I mean? He's more along the lines of taller. I don't know if I can say more athletic, but just like I've heard him being called Michael Vick 2.0. All right, take away the dog fighting and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my man Jersey Vern in the chat. So he's here. He's here in the chat. All right, so when it comes to Cam, like I said, he's not your atypical American quarterback, et cetera, et cetera. But this guy right here has now taken athleticism and your typical leadership that a quarterback must have. He's combined them both. He's taken this team to a one-loss season here, and he's on his way to the Super Bowl. All right. So I spoke about, okay, so now that's part of the culture shock there. Now, also with this, him being a younger man, all right, he dabbing on them, yeah. That's the dance that he does with celebration. All right, with this dance, okay, that brings in, okay, a hip-hop aspect or hip-hop culture into it, okay? So this is where part of what they call culture shock here. Okay, so now you got some rappers here that are coming to these games. We saw Future, and we saw Young Jeezy there. Yeah, they representing the man from the A, from Atlanta. They're at the game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this wasn't your typical sideline celebrities that you used to seeing at the games. But yeah, that's what he brings. He brings out a different crowd. He exposed a different side here from the helm of his leadership role. So that's part of this quote-unquote culture shock. Now, racial. I'm digging into this a little bit here. Racial always been going on. You can actually hear quotes from people like Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham, some of these other guys who were quarterbacks. What's my man? Doug Williams from the Redskins. Some of these other guys who preceded him and played this position. So Warren Moon said he didn't have his family come to the stadium because of the stuff that the threats and things that he heard. You know what I'm saying? So it's always going on. People, number one, racism has never gone away. It may have changed. It may have disguised itself. It may be better. Of course, I probably got people listening to me right now. Like, I don't have a racist bone in my body. But you can't necessarily guarantee that your brother or your cousin or your mother or your aunt or your uncle don't have a perception when they see certain things or a certain aspect or a certain person performing or acting in a way that they don't have a preconceived notion that goes into their head. Man, I'm getting deep in here. But when it comes to Cam Newton, like I said, it's a racial and a cultural shock here. The racial part of it I explained because he's not the typical guy that you're used to seeing in that position. Especially, you know what I mean? We're known, we got some guys that are star athletes in all kind of positions. But there wasn't a ton of guys who actually did quarterback this way. I mean, you still got guys in the league like Tyrod Taylor. You know what I mean? You still got Michael Vick on the bench. And you got, other guys here. But Cam Newton is about to go to the Super Bowl here. You know what I'm saying? He's going to the Super Bowl. He's going to the pinnacle. He is going to the mountaintop. He is about to face, if not the favorite quarterback, then the second favorite quarterback of this country. You don't have the American Tom Brady, but you've got the American Peyton Manning. And the crazy thing is, okay, I like Peyton Manning. There's no slight against Peyton Manning. In fact, I wanted Peyton Manning to get one. However, in this situation, with all this hate and all this other stuff going on, I'm all in Cam's corner. I think if none of this element ever entered, I may have rooted against Carolina and Cam. Because, like I said, I'm a Falcons fan. But because of this, I am all in Cam's corner. You know what I mean? I want to see this young man win. I want him to dab on them. Do what he does. Do the first down celebrations, dance, give the balls to the kids. Nobody talks about the good stuff that this guy does. Nobody talks about the foundation that he does and what he does in the community. But you're going to bring up some stupid stuff. Next thing you know, they're going to dig up all the stuff with his father and all the stuff back in college, which has nothing to do with anything right now with this situation of him going into the Super Bowl and trying to win. None of it has nothing to do with none of that. So that's what we're facing here. Is we're facing a load of crock, a lot of BS here. There's no reason that we're facing this. I have no idea why. Anyway, I'm gonna throw another track on. We're gonna keep on popping. All right, I got my man Vincent. A shout out here to my man Big Smooth, Vince Wright, the governor. He's also in the chat. Be sure to listen to both of these guys. They actually have their own shows here on Spreaker, so follow them. Sports Done Right, my man Vince Wright, and I got my man Chief Rocker Jersey. And he's on several shows. He's on the Real Cast Ranger show, and he also has his own show, the Chief Rocker Jersey Vern show. So anyway, you be sure to follow them when you get a chance. Because they, like me, I talk about a lot of stuff, and y'all don't really hear me going in on the sports, but I'm going in today because It's like I said here, live on this special Friday. How y'all doing on this? A good Friday here. Be sure to join me on my website, keysi.com, KYSII.com. Also, you can catch my mobile app in all of the different stores, the Google Play, the Apple Store, and the BlackBerry World. I know people laugh when I say BlackBerry World, but you know my largest downloaded base is actually BlackBerry users. I'm like, who still has a BlackBerry? But I believe it still has an international presence out there. People still rocking that BlackBerry. Yeah. All right, so I was actually chopping it up on the topic of Cam and what's all this hoopla about? What's going on here? I know some people actually are listening in with me, so feel free to join me. You can actually give me a call, and we actually will continue to have that conversation. So you can give me a call and join in. That phone number, I'll give it to you in case you don't have it. It's 218-844-1930. And when you get it, you're going to put in the code 450-685 followed by the pound. So, all right, let's keep going with it. All right, so Cam, like I said, I wasn't necessarily all warm and fuzzy when the Falcons played the Panthers and got drugged the first go round. And, you know, they were doing their selfies, and when he did his first down celebration, okay, I'm mad, I'm looking, but I'm not talking about this man's character. I'm not talking about he needs to be more classy, or he needs to show more respect, or my kids are watching. It's none of that crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was like, let's bring it on the field here. Let's take it to the field. Let's keep this man from scoring. You don't want to see him dancing. Let's play some football here. But all this other extra crazy stuff that's out here is insane. And it's coming out because it's time for the Super Bowl. It's time for the highest achievement by a football team and by a leader of the team to achieve it. So now we have Cam Newton, who does not have extraneous issues with women, affairs, and all kind of things going on. No problems with entourages of people who are acting up and him being caught on it. No legal issues. Cam is not caught smoking weed or failing drug tests. It's none of these things. But you want to complain about him dancing and celebrating at a game? Are you serious? Serious. That is the absolutely most absurd thing I've ever heard, is that this is a topic that we're still talking about it. But we got to have this conversation because it's a conversation that needs to be had when it comes to a athlete. And I'm not even going to say it's necessarily always a black athlete, because, okay, let's contrast Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel. Now, this guy's all in trouble and legal issues and all kind of stuff that he's doing. But before that, okay, wow, I'm about to go somewhere with this one. With Johnny Football, he was put on a platform. Number one, he was given the title or branded the name Johnny Football. This was a guy who is atypical for usually a white quarterback, because he's mobile. So he's mobile. He runs. He has a catchphrase, name. He does whatever he does, his celebration. But yet, there was no slaying of him. Not at first here. The slaying of Johnny Football is because of his own doing, because of his legal issues, because of him wanting to go out and drink and party and not master his position as the quarterback of the team. That's on Johnny. But Johnny could be the darling of the league if he kept his head in the game here. He could be the darling of the league. He could be the best thing since sliced bread just because they crowning him that way. And he ain't necessarily no better than a Michael Vick or anybody ever was. And you pet lovers, don't slay me for bringing up Michael Vick's name here. That's a whole nother conversation there. So, when it comes to Cam Newton, I wish nothing but the best for this man coming up. Like I said, I want him to succeed. I want him to win. I want him to do what he does. Because this is the most ridiculous, the most heinous stuff I've ever heard that comes out because of the fact that everybody wants to slay or have something to say about this guy. Okay? Because he brings out Jeezy and Future. Is that it? I mean, I'm trying to figure out what is it? What's the problem here? What is the problem here? What is the real problem here? There's no legal issues. There's no issues with him off field. So, where is this problem? All right, we're gonna go into another area here, and I've heard my man Doug say this. Doug Stewart, Two Lives, has a show here on Spreaker. We're actually streaming over his media network and entertainment network. But when it comes Cam, you got to look a little deeper here now. I found this. He got in an accident. His truck turned over. This man almost lost his life. So he has taken, ever since that accident, if I remember, I have not seen. I mean, if you listen to the players on the team, they say Cam is one of the first people in to the practices and one of the last people to leave. This man is working hard at his craft to improve. Cam Newton is a better player than he was last year. Cam Newton is steadily improving to his craft. Cam Newton got in this accident. Cam Newton had a near-death experience. Cam Newton says, hey, I need to live my life to the fullest and be all that I can be. This man is putting his game out there. He's putting his life on the line and he's having fun. He's doing what he wants to do as a young 20-something-year-old man. But yet, he is being strewn over. I'm making up words here. He is being cast over the stones by the media, by veterans such as Brian Urlacher, who says that he wished that Cam would show a little more dignity, a little more respect, and he didn't like all of the celebration and all that stuff. Well, so the hell what? Old Brian Urlacher? Who are you? You got your stuff. But there is no reason. There is no reason at all. No reason at all, I say, for you fools such as Brian Urlacher to even have anything to say. To have anything to say in this situation here. You should be praising this man for doing what he does as a fellow athlete, as a fellow NFL player, supporting him, supporting this young man in his young 20s who is doing this thing at the highest level. Cam is handling his business, and he's breaking records here. He's breaking stride. Outside of that one loss, this team almost would have been undefeated. Absolutely crazy that he is not getting the respect level here. Like I said, I would have been cool. You know what I'm saying? With Peyton getting him one. Not until all this going down. Like I said, it's kind of odd for me being a Falcon fan to root for these Panthers. But now I'm all in here with pom-poms and everything for Cam Newton to win this thing. Yo, shout out to my man Cuddy up here in the chat room as well. What's up, Cuddy? We got Jersey Vern, got Cuddy, got Vince Wright, got everybody up in here. What's good with y'all? Cuddy's also uncle of one of the real cast Rangers here, Jungle Brother. So anyway, it's good to see y'all here representing, in the show here. These guys always support, so be sure to support them. Sometimes you'll see their shows post them a timeline or in the group or whatever. But they love sports and they love sports talk, and they do it. They do it uncut, unfiltered, and they do it real. So they'll probably be on with this discussion. So if you want some more of this Cam discussion, I'm sure they will continue on with it, because up until this point, until Cam wins this Super Bowl, up to this point, it's going to be a lot of talk. But I want to know what the talk's going to be after he wins the Super Bowl. Where are we going with it after that? What is left after that? After he's proven himself to be, quote-unquote, an elite quarterback, he's the MVP of the league and all that other good stuff, what's left? Like I said, there's no legal issues here. There's nothing. What are we talking about here? And why? I mean, we always got to have some kind of, irrelevant subject or whatever. Some kind of irrelevant topics that are strong. I said that word again. I'm making up words again, y'all. These irrelevant topics that are put here, out here in the atmosphere, for no reason. There's no reason that we're actually not talking about but the greatness of Cam Newton. We should be having highlight films of what this man has been doing. Of these plays, of these runs, of these throws, of him winning first game, winning the second game, winning the third game, winning the fourth game. Check out how he won the fifth game. But no, it's not. This man has to go on media and talk about why he's not liked. I mean, really, why is he not liked? Ain't nobody came on here and told me nothing. I never see nobody just come out and say what they got an issue with. You got some stupid people that send some of the most asinine letters in, like, he did too many pelvic thrusts here on the sidelines, and my kids is burning their eyeballs out. Well, take your kids home to their private schools and don't turn the TV on, and damn sure don't turn the radio on. Because it's the culture we in. And he ain't did nothing wrong. He's giving footballs out to kids who are cheering. Yes, Cam. They do not like this guy to be any kind of role model for their kids. Out of control here. Out of control. It's out of control that we're having this conversation still, like I said.
All right, let's pause for a break.
Next time you're in the need of video production or editing, give my guys Masterminds Production a call. They're based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and they specialize in short films, concerts, music videos, sporting events, promotional videos, commercials, weddings, fashion and photography, all at affordable rates to accommodate any budgets. You can reach them online at www.mastermindtv.net or give them a call, 678-420-8494. Mastermind Production.
If you're a fan of the Kicking It With KC show, you also can find my app on all of the different mobile outlets, on the Google Play Store, on the Apple Store, and also on the BlackBerry world. You can find me on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Mixcloud, iTunes, and more. Be sure to download the mobile app.
www.keysee.com. That's www.kysii.com.
You've reached Kicking It with Keith C show.
With Keith C show. Just coming back from that break there. Thanks again for joining me here live on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Shout out to my guys, Vince Wright, the big smooth one of his own show, Sports Done Right. Got my man Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern. Also got my man Cuddy Jackson, part of the Real Cast Rangers. Be sure to check those guys out on their respective shows. So, I was actually digging into Cam. I mean, I've been all over the place with it. But the bottom line here, let's break this down here. We were speaking about racism, cultural shock. Is any of these things that are elements? I mean, it's the same old thing here. It's okay. It's a young black man. He's in his young 20s. He's dancing, doing dabs. Grandma's dabbing, kids dabbing. They're like, okay, what is this dab? What is he doing here? Why are we doing this? You know, they're following him, and they're probably expecting some kind of failure. Like, okay, what's he gonna do now? Is he gonna have one of his entourage guys get in trouble, and is he gonna get caught smoking weed? Is he gonna get in some kind of legal trouble? Is he not gonna support his kids, child support? You know what I mean? It's something. It's like they're expecting something to happen here. It's like there's an expectation of an issue here with this guy, and all he's done is play great football. All he did is actually have an MVP season here. That's all he did. So that's all. Is that what he's guilty of? Is having an MVP season? I don't see anything wrong with it. You know what I mean? Let me see if I got anybody in here on my line with me. Anybody here? Hello? Chime in with me if y'all. Okay, I was trying to see my line. Thought I heard something beep through. People shy today. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Anyway, we're going to continue chopping up on this topic here. Cam Newton. All right, so he's not the first black quarterback. Of course not. Like I said, you had your Steve McNair. You had your Randall Cunningham. You had your Warren Moon. You had your Donovan McNabb. You had your Dante Culpepper. You had your Michael Vick. I mean, on and on and on and on. These guys, they play like they play. You know what I'm saying? Cam was he's going to the Super Bowl, so if he wins, he may supersede a couple of these guys that are in this list, because some of these guys have not won the big one. But athletically, he's probably bigger than most of these guys, more athletic than all these guys. So he's a freak of nature at this position. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to discussion of the black quarterback, and I'm sure you could Google it and find there's always a different light that they're held in than anything else. Number one, it's a stigma out there that we can't pass. All we're going to do is run. They fast. They run with their legs. They can't throw the ball, though. You know what I mean? But some of these guys can deliver the ball real well. You know what I'm saying? Warren Moon had a nice spiral. He can deliver the ball well. McNair can deliver the ball well. McNabb was great with it. You know what I mean? But, these guys are mobile as well. So, now, Cam is still working on his craft. Cam is fast, and Cam can deliver this ball. But Cam is just a fraction of what he's going to become. So, with Cam becoming an even better athlete than he is, man, there's no stopping. There's no stopping Cam for his future. What I just want to know is, why are we entering this young man's future with all this negativity when there is no negativity to speak about except for him dancing on the sideline and celebrating? Are you serious? We don't have anything else to talk about here? We can't talk about him in any other light. We can't talk about the good that he's doing. We can't talk about how this is a good change or refreshing for a black quarterback, a black young quarterback to be held in this situation. This is a new turn of the century. We can't talk about that. I mean, seriously. Where are we going with this? You turn on all these networks and the discussion. What is the discussion about here? It's out of control here. That's what it is. It's seriously out of control. I don't understand it. Who we got here? Somebody in here with me?
Chase Doctor, Jersey Vern.
What up, Vern? What's good, man?
You got the... Hey, man, you know, it's all gravy, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You surprised me with your topic today. You know,
I'm going in on
that you don't really come on and talk sport. Oh, yeah.
I'm going in on it today.
It's only right, you know. Yeah, you definitely going in, man, because this is what I want. I want mainstream to hear what we talking about, because they don't want to talk about it in the aspect how it really is. They want to sugarcoat. They want to use all these terminologies. They want to switch up things like it was very bogus on the thing I heard the other day about they got a new award out where who's the best 3 players that's going to the Super Bowl. Okay, number 1, Kuechly, the linebacker from Carolina. Number 2, Von Miller from Denver. And then number 3 is Cam. So this is my thing. What poll is this? Who's doing this? You know? I mean, Kuechly a good player, but the only reason he's number 1 because he's a Gentile. And we know that. And Von Miller number 2, because they don't want Cam Newton to be recognized as the best 2 players in the ball game as of today, which he should be number 1. So it's sad, man. It's very sad. What do you feel about that, Kitty?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree that I believe that it's hard for them to crown him as that, man. It's hard for them to see him as an elite quarterback here, because, like I said, he ain't the prototypical guy that they're used to seeing here. You know what I'm saying? They have their darlings that they've actually created out here. You had your Roger Staubach, you got your Tom Brady's, you got your Joe Namath. You know what I'm saying? You got all these guys here that have played the position way in the past. And he's not the typical one. He's actually somebody totally different. And so they've never seen nothing like him. They don't even know what to make out of this right now.
See, what the whole thing boils down to is their kids, right? They are trying to groom them to be the next Roger Staubach, the Tom Brady's, the Peyton Manning, the Eli Manning, you know, the Ben Roethlisberger. They're trying to groom their kids to be that. And when the kids see how dangerous Cam Newton, Bridgewater, James Winston, Russell Wilson, you know, when they see how all these cats is coming up, man, balling like they balling, the kids get to thinking, can I play that level? How can I get to that level? You know what I'm saying? They doubting themselves. Do I have to change my position because I'm not the particular quarterback that's out there today? Because when the pocket break down, what am I going to do? Am I going to take a sack, or am I going to try to run, and I know I got 2 left feet, or I'm running a 6'2" 40? You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on, and they don't like that. They're trying to bring back the prototypic quarterback in the pocket. That's why they changed all the rules. That's why a lot of old NFL players are saying, oh, why is they making all these rules for the quarterback? They might as well put skirts on them if you can't touch them, you know, because of these guys that goes back in the pocket and can't move, and they can't get the ball out quick. That's the reason. Am I right?
Yeah, that is true. That is exactly true. You know what I'm saying? Football ain't the same as it was anyway. I mean, you can see this ain't the same game that it was in the 70s and the 80s. And I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. I guess people, you know, get injuries and all that type of stuff or whatever. I know it's a total different game. So, yeah, now that you change your game up, okay, hey, this quarterback's mobile. He ain't trying to get hit. He been running with his legs, you know what I'm saying? And he throwing.
Right. And that's how it should be. Every sport should be. You should be able to be versatile and do different things, just like in the NBA. They're versatile. They don't play that straight up, back in the days, Boston Celtics, a couple other teams type of ball, give and go, and pick here, pick there. These jokers, you tell them to set a pick these days, they say, man, give me the ball and clear out. You know what I'm saying? But you know what, Kizzy, I'm not going to take up all your time, man, because you brought me a little grub. And I just wanted to holler, man, to people know that, what you're talking about is real because we talk about it. And I'm trying to do a show after you go off, so when you finish, man, just holler at me. I'm going to grab and keep listening to you. Go ahead, man, get that passion, man. I want to see you wind up. I want to see you hit that level that I never heard you hit before because this is a very passionate subject, and we need you to get real passionate right now, brother. And you have a good day, all right?
That's right, man. Thanks, Jers. Thanks for checking in here, brother. And I ain't shooting at
all
you,
right,
too,
man.
That's a joke right there, inside joke, man. My man, Vern always comes in on Doug's show, and they always firing shots back and forth at each other. It's a fun thing, them going back and forth like that. But yeah, so my man Vern came in and he dropped that knowledge and dropped the mic. You know what I'm saying? Cleared it out. So I'm actually getting close to closing here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this up with my soliloquy or my benediction or whatever. You know what I'm saying? you go to church and then you got that pastor who wraps up things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to wrap this up and basically lay it out here of my feelings and what my thought process is and what the future is. You know what I'm saying? What it is. What the deal is and what I feel here. All right. And this is almost like one of those talk shows here. But the breakdown is this way. All right. So we got Cam Newton. It's getting close to the big game. This guy in the leadership position, the country wanting to love him. They're confused right now, like, okay, who is this guy that we're loving? Before we put him on a pedestal, can we trust him? It's like they ain't gained his trust here. They're trying to nit and pick here. They're trying to assassinate who he is to see how he will hold up. Once he wins this big game, everybody they love a winner. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, he's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. But he already was at. It didn't have to go through all this. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing. It's the same as crazy as... and I'm going into this because it's a lot of hip-hop and a lot of black culture that's entered into the world. And it's funny how it changes here. So here I am in Atlanta. We had strip clubs here. We got this dance that's been going on for ages, a girl twerking, okay? I know this sounds like I'm way left field. I am. But the girl twerking. All of a sudden, this thing becomes where you got grandmas twerking and Miley Cyrus and kids and all this other stuff. And now look at this robot man twerking, or look at this dog twerking and all this other stuff here where it has now hit mainstream culture. It was a suggestive and provocative dance from a strip club that now became mainstream. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that enter into the culture here. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of hip hop, a lot of black culture that enters into the mainstream. When it does, it opens the eyes of some and exposes other parts of it. All right. So here we got a guy out of College Park, Georgia. I don't know, his upbringing was, I don't know, he had a structured family, his father, mother, brother, all that stuff. He was, done well in sports. He wasn't out on the streets. He wasn't in any gang. He wasn't a thug. You know what I mean? He didn't have any legal troubles. But he decides to dab on him. Do this dance, do this celebration in the middle of a game because of a first down or because of a touchdown. So now we are having this conversation. We all uproar because he's celebrating too much. Oh, he's doing this, or he's doing that. Are you serious? Are you serious? We're having a conversation about this. Why are we not having a conversation about how well this man is doing? And he is the MVP, and he will be most likely, I'm putting it out there, the winner of the upcoming Super Bowl. I know he's got one more game to face, but I'm telling you, he lost only one game this year. With a smile on his face, dabbing on fools. That's what he did. That's what he did. That's the bottom line. And people can't handle it. People can't handle him dabbing on them. They can't handle that this man is performing at a high level and saying, yeah, now check that out. They have a problem with an athlete who celebrates or has fun around what he's doing. That's his job. You should have fun at your job. Don't be mad and hating because you mad at your job that now you hate at this man doing his job. Are you serious? Out of control here. Anybody? Let me see. Anybody here on the line with me? Thought I heard something clicking. Somebody here? Hello?
And that light wrinkles your nose.
Okay.
Touches
my whole music there. All right. So back here on what I was saying here is we actually came up on our time here, but it's the culture and the race. People say it is a racial, is a culture shock. It's a little bit of both. They can't handle it. It's coming in at all directions here, and they can't handle it. Let's celebrate this man and his upcoming game that he has coming up here. That's what he's doing. He's trying to win. Let him win. Let him do what he does. Let him be a young man. Let him continue to build his game, improve as a player, and do what he does. Let him cam. Let him dab on you. Let him do what he does. All this hate and all this bickering and all of these topics about is Cam an elite quarterback? Is Cam this? Is Cam that? I mean, really. Numbers speak for themselves. He's been nothing but improving each and every year. His team only lost one game this year. He's working with some wide receivers who ain't necessarily top-notch wide receivers. But they're getting it done. Let's talk about that. I mean, really. Look, I need to have me some water next to me when I'm talking. I'm getting myself choked up out here. Crazy. So anyway, it's always a pleasure talking with you guys, talking about sports and topics and everything else that I can talk about. That's what I like doing. So I'm going to sign off here. I did a couple hours here, whatever, hour and a half, whatever, of this topic of Cam. And I wish nothing but the best for this young man here. Even as a Falcon fan, look, kudos. Shout out to the 404-770-678. CP, College Park. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying?
Look at my dab. Look at my dab.